Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Let's head right on into Collectively Rewilding. All right, here we are in Collectively Rewilding, and there hasn't been a ton of anything going on in here. The posts by Ethel and Tammy are definitely keeping everything going quite nicely. I have been working really hard on a bunch of things behind the scenes regarding the Collectively Rewilding garden consults. So I've been super busy, and we've started our soil prep for the garden that we're going to be able to do this year in the little double raised bed that was here when we got the property. We've had our compost in it, and we cleared out all the compost that hadn't done its thing and wasn't soil yet, and left the nice, good compost soil and added a whole bunch of other soil on top of it, vermiculite, rice hulls, peat moss, all things that I had when I was testing out the square foot gardening method, which I decided I didn't care for very much in all its components. And the rice hulls were like a replacement for I think the vermiculite. I can't remember exactly. I did all that research to find more sustainable options. And I remembered last night I also have a bunch of clay pellets, and that is going to be for water retention and a bunch of just different little things that it does. And as it breaks down, it actually provides nutrients and stuff. So we'll need to add those clay pellets out there. And we need to get at least another 3 or 4 bags of soil per side. And I have the containers halfway ready to start my seedlings, and I'll get that finished up this weekend and get my seedlings started. So where are you guys at with what you've got going on? I know Tammy sent me a bunch of pictures. I haven't had a chance to look at them. Dealing with the warranty company this week has been brutal. So
Nothing really. Just those herbs that I got from the grocery store, they're doing really good. And Daryl's cleaning out the rock garden and putting some more new soil and stuff like that. And there's actually like 3 or 4 dill plants in there, which is pretty cool. I don't know how we got there, but yeah, it's super cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like 4 or 5 in there, so it's pretty cool to see them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I just have a volunteering in a couple hours, so just chilling and doing my project on my dill and doing that stuff. Just
your
researching.
project on your dill?
Yeah. So for my master gardening program, master gardening, I'm just going to be doing a presentation on dill, the herb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love it and I like growing it, and yeah, it's something that I've been learning for the past couple of days. I procrastinate a lot, so this should have been done a long time ago.
Oops.
I had like 16
Oh,
weeks to do this, and I have like 2 more weeks left.
uh-oh. Better get on it. Is that where your
Right.
research is coming in? I've seen quite a few posts about dill coming through.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Maybe they might like it. Who knows? But that's what
Mm.
I'm currently learning right now.
I like dill pickles. That's about the end of my love of dill.
You don't like the dill, the herb? Have you had it?
I think I did grow it once in Cortez, just for the experience, but I wouldn't use it outside of dill pickles of my own choice. Now,
Oh, it's so
our
great.
oldest daughter, she's much more adventurous in the kitchen, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if she'd be willing to use the herb in more ways than just this.
Oh, it's so bomb. Oh my God, just talking about. I didn't know there was like 10 types. I didn't know there were so many different types of dill, but they kind of like all grow the same, but they taste different. So
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting on like all the different types of what they taste like. And a lot of them are grown in containers. Okay, there's
Hmm.
probably like a few that you can actually go in the ground, and the yield would be like,
That's what I grew, was what
yeah,
went in the ground.
the
Hmm.
bouquet ones, I think it's called Long Island Mammoth. That's like the name
The
of it.
bouquet dill.
Yeah, bouquet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bouquet, and then there's Long Mammoth. Yeah, there's 2 types that look the same, but yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's not for bouquets. It's just called bouquet.
it's called bouquet. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
the bouquet because it kind of looks like a bouquet once it kind of like an upside down umbrella or some shit. But it's
Mhm.
pretty cool. But I'm learning all that and how it can be turned into oil. the oils. Yeah, it has a lot of cool stuff. And hopefully, look at my post. You'll see a lot of cool stuff in there.
I will. I will. I promise. I just finally got through dealing with the warranty company. I've been dealing with them for like 3 weeks,
Ugh.
and it was really unpleasant to say the
Oh,
least.
sucko. That
I'll
sucks.
talk to you guys all about that in LH2 tomorrow. Megan is not available for her classes, so I'm going to handle her Friday class with me, and we'll just talk about all the stuff that I was doing because it's all in line with what we do over there, protecting ourselves and utilizing the resources to do that, right?
Way
So,
cool. Irving showed
yeah.
up. Irving's here.
Oh, hey, Irving. Would you like to start a garden report, Irving?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Are you in like on an apartment where you have a porch, or I know you're in New York, but I don't know what part of New York.
I'm in Western New York.
So you have some ground that you can deal with, or are you dealing with a porch, or what are you dealing with as a growing area?
Yeah, I have the ground, but it's about 2 feet of snow on it right now.
Lucky you. I really wish that I could say the same. Here in Utah, we haven't even gotten probably 10 inches. I don't know that we've gotten 8 inches yet. It's awful. So,
Oh, okay.
all right, let's check some things out. So we will pull up a base for you to get that going. Okay. I believe it will just be okay. Yes. Okay, so these pieces we can fill in more readily after we fill out for your garden challenge. And we won't be able to get you all of the way, but we can get you started at least. So we'll go back over here. In fact, let's do this. Let's pull your report over here so I can see it while we're working. And then we're going to head into the garden planning Q&A space where this class is hosted. And we're going to pull up this featured section. We're going to click see more there. And we're going to scroll down to day 1. Or I guess we could just go up to our 31-day garden challenge and we get started there. That's probably a better idea. All right, so day 1 for the garden challenge is getting your first and last frost dates for your area. And we're really lucky. When I did mine, the link to do it readily was not working. So it is now working, and we can easily just jump in, put your information in, and it's going to give us all of the frost dates and precipitation and a lot of wonderful information. So we need to go back up to day 1, and the link to get your garden report is right there in that post. You can get this actual document here. And so we're going to get your frost date. This one was working. It's the next piece I think that wasn't working. Hopefully it's still working. All right, Irving, what is your zip code?
14120.
14120.
Yes.
All right, and we click that. And then we have, North Tonawanda is your nearest climate station. My best
Yes.
friend is from that area. She lives in North Tonawanda. I've actually been to North
Oh,
Tonawanda. It's the only part Buffalo area. Is the only part of the East Coast I've really seen, but I did see that. Okay,
okay.
so we're going to come down here and we're going to put your information right here on the post. It's actually a lesson. We're moving yours over. And there is your frost information. And now we're going to go to your report and jump into the garden challenge. And there on day 1, oh, why did it do that? Let's see if that works. Okay, much better. Maybe we took a screenshot. You know what? Let me pull up someone else's report here and see how we handled that, because I thought it looked a lot nicer when we put it in your report. Let's grab Benny's here. We'll slide that over as a comparison piece. Jump into his garden challenge. No, it just copied better for some reason. It's really weird, the formatting on these documents. It just does not stay consistent, even if you stay consistent with your actions. It's really weird. But we have the information, and that's the important part. Okay, so that is quick and easily done. Your altitude is pretty low there, 578 feet. Your last spring frost is on May 11th. All right, so that's when you can start putting things in the ground that can't handle the frost.
Okay.
And your first fall frost is October 9th. All right.
Okay.
So we've got that one. Now let's check out day 2. And this is for Google Earth. So let's pause our recording. All right, so now we have your property. Now you can come back and look at this anytime and refresh your image, your recollection of what you're wanting to do.
Okay.
All right, jumping in to our day 3. Oh, nope, let's put your answer here in the comments. We are. And comment. Very nice. And now we'll just go to day 3. Okay, so this is one that you may or may not have answers for. Did you do any kind of growing for last year? Anything at all, for fun, for food, anything?
Not last year, no.
Okay, but you say it like you have had a recent year where you have garden?
Yeah, well, it's been like about 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. So do you
Yeah.
want to attempt to identify your biggest success in that garden year and your most significant lesson, or do you want to say NA on this one?
NA.
Okay, I don't blame you. That's a long time to try to remember details like that for a garden, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to say NA. And then we'll say too long. All right, and we'll comment that there. So we're going to skip your day 3 and let's look at day 4 here. I think this might be the plants you want to plant. Oh, nope, your garden highs and lows chart. This is the one that wasn't working for me. So we'll get this one last piece. Okay, and so here this site drives me crazy. It doesn't scroll with your button. You have to use the bar. All right, so now where in the heck is it that we put the information in? You are here, home, and I want to change the information. Oh, here we are. I found it. Okay. What is your city, Irving? Oh, North Tonawanda?
Yes. And I'll be right back.
Okay. Boom. And now it says, I think this site is not exactly what I would say user friendly. Why won't it go? It is so bizarre. More. Enter. It may not be working again. That is going to be my guess because it's being really weird. X out. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just select space by name.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. We're having a difficult time getting this silly thing to work, but we finally got it. Yay. Okay. Now, all we have to do is capture this image. So let's get all these screens out of the way here. Scroll down to where we can see it. Okay. And then we need to actually pull up our report base for this. This is a different thing. Okay, I'll have to correct that. I accidentally put your information into the report base, but that's not that hard to fix. Okay, so now I need the precipitation. I can't remember what I called it. Precipitation page. Good. Okay. And so then what I do now is get the information from, let's grab this and pull this over here, from the site. And I am looking to take a picture of days with precipitation. So just this little area here. Okay. New. And it's our average high and low this time, actually, not the precipitation. That later. Okay, so here are your average highs and lows for January through June. And then we just come over to our picture here and we replace it. So that is your average highs and lows where you are. And then we go back to our happy little website and we grab the next set for July through December. And then we come back to this page here and hit Control V again, and it'll paste it out. And that is your average temperatures for your area. And let's have this toolbar. And we'll get a screenshot of this. And we come to your actual report. And we put that in day 4. Oh, or I wanted it in day 4 because we skipped day 3. But it didn't let me put it there. Okay. And then we said NA here. And then let's go over here to the personal report base and copy that there. Here. Good. And your frost dates. Okay, now we have that there. That's all correct. Now let's just Control Z and Control Z. So the report base is the way it's supposed to be. And we can X that out. And now you have day 1, day 2, NA for a relatively unimportant day anyway, in my opinion. And you have your average highs and your average lows throughout the year. So now what this is telling you, and of course I don't have my book out, I need to just get her chart and put it into our material. Okay, so I believe it was into 6, oh, chapter 5, maybe. Oh, if only this were a real book. If only I were a real boy. What that made me think of. Okay, I can't find it, but I know it for the most part. About, I want to say 35 to 65 is your cool weather planting period. So your cool weather planting period should be from around February to April. I need to find that chart. Oh, this is going to just drive me crazy. I can't stand it when I can't find what I want. In a book. That is just like one of my biggest pet peeves. I did this just the other day and I managed to figure out where the silly thing was. Here we go. Okay, I found it. So yes, 35 to 65. I was correct. So ideally, you would have started your cool weather seedlings that you want to have ready to go in the ground that you're not going to direct sow with seed last month. So you should be able to start putting things in the ground directly as seed right now. And if you would like to grow some of the larger plants like broccoli or I don't have any of my seeds out here, bigger cabbages, things like that, you'll want to buy transplants for those. And
Okay.
then your warm weather period is from 65 to 85. So that's going to be somewhere at the end of April into May is when you can start planting out your warm weathers. And so that means that somewhere around the last of March, beginning of April is when you want to start things like your tomato seedlings, your pepper seedlings, stuff like that.
Okay.
Does that help picture what you're going to do if you want to garden this year? Or any
Yes.
year, really, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. And so what we like to do is we like to take this information right here, and then there's another piece where you get your rainfall, and then we need to go back to your first page here. And this just drives me crazy. It won't copy the way I have it set up. I have to fix it here. Once we have your highs and lows and your precipitation for each month, then over here we place what growing season each one is. So as an example, this is what Benny's looks like here, right? And so he has his highs and lows and then the amount of rainfall. And that is his cold season. So he wants to be starting to plant cool weather in the beginning of April, somewhere about. And so he wants to have his seedlings started for things like broccoli and cabbage in March so that he's ready to put them in the ground in April. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you start a month before your season for your transplants so that you don't have to
Okay.
buy transplants that won't do as well from the store, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And so that's where we want to move you forward. The next time we'll continue this and get your rainfall, and then we can put in all of these pieces for your report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do I get this?
I will, thank you for reminding me, put it into Collectively Rewilding for you right now. And remember,
Okay.
we're not on the first tab yet, right? We still have to put that in. Your information that you've already started on is on your Garden Challenge tab. You see that over here to the side.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that you have two different areas of your report that are separated from each other, but on the same report.
Okay.
All right?
Mhm.
So
Thank you.
now, absolutely, Irving. It's fun to get to do that for you. You come
Okay.
in off and on, but we haven't gotten to work that deeply with you yet in Collectively Rewilding. So it's very fun.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and now I'm just going to pop that into our garden planning Q&A space here. And we can work on it the next time that you have a chance to jump in with us. Very fun. I think these documents are just going to be so incredibly valuable for us if we choose to utilize them, right? Tammy. She's like my husband. She just wants to wing it, right? She just wants to do it for the fun. She has more fun doing it than worrying about the results. But that will help you if you want to actually use the report, my lady. All right, so if we jump into our calendar, our next class will be this Sunday with, speaking of Miss Tammy, Tea and Talk with Tammy, and that is going to be Sunday, February 8th at 11:30 a.m. for Pacific, 12:30 p.m. for Mountain, 1:30 p.m. Central, and 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And I will be with you later that evening for Yarn Yard for Tall Tales. I've already got an excellent article that I want to read for you, Benny, out of no, you're doing native. So many of you have shade. I think Benny, Kendez, and now Irving have a lot of shade. And so we've talked about all these different things, and I keep getting the larger properties mixed up. I can't keep your properties separate, right? So whatever, you guys all have a lot of shade, and I have an article out of Mother Earth News that is all about growing in the shade that maybe it was a pollinator. That's why I was thinking it was Benny's. I think it was pollinator, because I know that you want to do pollinator, and then Kendez is working on all the trees that he's ordered, and Tammy's out there just kind of playing, right? And so, you see my new little kitty coming in on the back end there? That's Comet. That's really my children's cat. And so we'll read that article at a minimum this Sunday about I think it was about pollinators. I've got so many different articles pulled up here in Microsoft for you guys, and I really need to get them out. I've got to find some time. There's a lot of great stuff in there that I've already got planned out for all of you, and eventually, hopefully, that will happen. However, for now, we have at least one from Mother Earth News, and so did I read out what I was going to be doing? Just start talking about the article I wanted to read with you guys. Minimize that. And so I will be back with you this Sunday as well, February the 8th at 5:00 p.m. Pacific, 6:00. Keep going, need to go down. 6:00 Mountain, 7:00 Central, and 8:00 Eastern for Yarn Yard for Tall Tales, where I think I'm going to have quite a few pieces to read specifically for what you guys are working on out there. All right?
Are you going to grow some catnip?
Funny enough, I was feeding my youngest cat catnip last night. He was going to attack the bag. I don't like to give cats catnip until they're a year old, but he's precocious, and he was going to get into that cat bag one way, or that catnip bag one way or the other. So I fed him a little bit. No, I tried to grow catnip before, and it just gets wallered to death by rabbits and cats. They don't let it grow. I've tried it at least 2 or 3 different times, and each time I come out, and after it's really started putting off just a little bit, and it's starting to really become a plant, and you'll come out and the thing's all just smushed down, and there's just hair all over it. It's really funny. So I have not had that success yet. No, how about you? Have you ever grown catnip?
I might have to try it in like a raised bed or like a hanging trellis thing.
There, maybe, right? I don't know. These cats are crazy. They can get just about everywhere that has any kind of connection to the ground. They can't fly, but they can get high. So that might spare its life, if not its complete safety, right? Because I could just see them batting it from whatever it's hanging, and even maybe knocking it down. They love this stuff. It is no joke. I mean, they'll just waller it to death. They just roll on it and roll on it and roll on it until it's dead. So funny stuff. All right, you guys. Well, hope to see you in class this Sunday. Please feel free to unmute and say good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yes. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Okay, good night.
Good night, guys.